a super competitive family, and having my dad play basketball collegiately, knew that basketball was going to be put in my hands.
For me, I just had to trust the process, and I think everyone's career arc in the WNBA, even season arcs, just look different.
All right, let's address the elephant in the room. How exactly did Caitlin Clark save Lexie Hull's career? Was it her insane passes, her leadership, or something we haven't even thought of yet? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
My teammates believed in me, my coaches believed in me, and it just wasn't the right time in the first half, So just staying the course, trusting the process, and
The transition is really tough. Everybody out on the court was one of the best players on their college teams.
We're breaking down every aspect of Hull's transformation, from her nightmare start with the Fever to her clutch performances after the Olympic break. If you've ever wondered what it really takes to make it in the WNBA, you're about to get a front row seat to one of the most incredible comebacks in recent memory. Picture this. Lexie Hull, the Stanford star who dominated college ball, is now glued to the bench. It's the start of the season, and things are looking rough. The Fever are losing left and right, and Hull, she's barely seeing the court. You know how frustrating that must be? Hull's watching her teammates play while she's stuck on the sidelines. She's probably thinking, when am I gonna get my shot?
Definitely the best player, likely from their high school team. So it's just this mishmash of the best basketball players, and then
worth it in my mind. I mean, we sacrifice a lot to be here and to be away from our families and our friends, and building those relationships with our teammates is what makes.
But those minutes just aren't coming. It's crazy how fast things changed. In college, Hull was the go-to player. Now, she's lucky if she gets 5 minutes in a game. Some nights, she doesn't even step on the court. That's gotta mess with your head, right? The fans are getting restless. They're wondering if Hull's a bust. And you can bet Hull's hearing all of that. Her confidence is taking a beating. It's like everything she knew about basketball suddenly doesn't work anymore.
it's like sick that we had lost so many games, and also feeling like we were better than that.
Side jokes, being able to laugh and have fun together. I think that makes the season so fun. And then I think you see that chemistry build throughout the season on the court as well.
Here's the thing. Going from college star to pro backup is brutal. Hull talked about how hard that mental adjustment was. One day, you're the hero. The next, you're fighting just to stay relevant. It's not just about the skills. It's about dealing with that pressure, that doubt creeping in. But you know what's crazy? Hull didn't throw in the towel. Even when it looked hopeless, she kept grinding in practice. Every single day. She's in the gym, working on her game, trying to prove she belongs. You're probably thinking, how's Hull gonna turn this around? I mean, she's barely playing, her confidence is shot, and the team's losing. It looks like a dead end, right?
So getting to go on vacation, getting to take a step away from basketball and just have fun, I think really just helped all of us just grow together.
I definitely got passes and tried to finish when I wasn't expecting to get the ball. So now it's like, okay, every cut I have,
Well, that's where things get interesting. Because just when it seems like Hull's WNBA dream is slipping away, something big happens. Or should I say, someone.
I had a few in and outs. I'm like, man, how's it not going in? But I felt like I played a good game. My shot felt well. I thought we could have moved the ball.
I think we're used to it. I mean, I think if anything, it probably gives them a little fire. It's like, this is our home crowd. This is our...
Caitlin Clark joins the Fever, and suddenly, everything's about to change. You won't believe how fast. You know how Clark's passes are making waves? Well, for Lexie Hull, it's like Christmas came early. Imagine stepping onto the court and suddenly feeling like you've got superpowers. That's basically what happened to Hull when Caitlin Clark showed up. The moment Clark joined the Fever, everything changed. And I mean everything. The team's energy? Totally different. Practices? Way more intense. Clark's competitiveness is like a fire that's spreading to everyone around her.
You can tell they're just there for good basketball. They're almost cheering for both teams, it feels like. They're all standing up there at the end.
It's an insight here, and hopefully we can bring the playoffs back here for a few times for them as well.
Yeah, this is the last game of the regular season, but fingers crossed.
Hull's getting more chances to shine now. Why? Because Clark's creating space on the court like nobody's business. It's not just that Clark's making plays for herself, she's lifting up everyone around her. Hull even said, "She's making passes I didn't think were possible." That's insane, right? Here's what's really wild. Hull's getting wide open looks she never had before, all because of Clark's vision. Hull talked about how every cut she makes, every fast break she runs, now she's got a real shot at getting the ball. That's the Caitlin Clark effect in action. But it's not just about the fancy passes. Clark's leadership is pushing Hull to be better every single day. The practices are electric now. Hull says Clark's energy is making everyone step up their game.
It's definitely fun for us. It's fun for a lot of fans in the Midwest that, cheered us on when we were in college. That loves to work, so it won't be hard for me to want to get in the gym and to get even better and,
They're not just going through the motions anymore. They're competing hard, fixing mistakes, and growing as a team. You know what's really cool? Hull and Clark are connecting off the court too. Hull thinks that's super important for the team's success. It's like they're building this unbreakable bond that shows up when they're playing. Clark's not afraid to push her teammates. If Hull misses a shot, Clark's right there saying, "You got the next one." That kind of support? It's priceless. It's building Hull's confidence back up after that rough start. The real test is coming up after the Olympic break. That's when we'll see if Hull can step up when it really counts. With Clark by her side and this new energy on the team, Hull's got a real shot at turning her whole career around. It's like watching a completely different player out there now.
She kind of bobbled the pass and got an and one, missed a free throw and we came up with it, and then Kel scored. I think that definitely gave us some confidence and allowed us to kind of settle in.
Right there to congratulate me or just be somebody that's offered advice. So to pass somebody like her, I'm just forever thankful that she's been such.
The Fever might just have found their winning formula. Lexie Hull's journey is like a roller coaster, right? From riding the bench to becoming a key player, it's wild how one teammate can change everything. Caitlin Clark didn't just bring her insane skills, she brought a whole new vibe to the Fever. Think about it. Hull was almost forgotten, and now she's out there making big plays. That's what great teamwork and leadership can do. It's not just about one star player, it's about lifting everyone up. So what's next for Hull and the Fever? Man, you're gonna want to keep your eyes on this team. Clark's praising Hull's defense, saying she's willing to do whatever it takes. With the playoffs in sight, Hull's stepping up when it matters most. This comeback story, it's just getting started.